Hey guys, Bill here. I've got the Trijicon SRO. I've been running this optic for just under 3 months now, have a little over 1,200 rounds. I've been running it on my daily CCW, and my concerns about its durability have been alleviated. This optic has been very, very durable. I haven't had any issues with it turning off, turning on. Bumping into stuff, constantly hitting stuff, bumping into stuff, and the durability is held up. It's been a fantastic option so far. Let's get into the review. Welcome back, everybody. I assume you're here for the Trijicon SRO 1,000 round review. And so I just want to give you what the things I like and the things I don't like and just let you make your decision from there. So when I bought this back in November, I was thinking, well, I'm not really running a single dot, though that was my point. I was transitioning to a single dot. So why am I about to pay $530 for this dot? But my buddy had one. The warranty on it was solid. I knew because he had dropped his, broke it, and they were sending him a new one. So I put 1,000 rounds through it, and I just want you guys to know, based on my opinion of the red dot, what I think, what I like, and what I don't like. Number one, what I love about this is why everybody loves it. You've got that gigantic window. That window, sure, I have noticed yesterday I was switching between this and the 507C, and it is a little bit faster to acquire the dot. That is true. I really like the roundness of the dot versus some of the other ones that are more squared off, though the 507 is a little bit round too. But it makes it easy to acquire the dot for sure. But what allows you to go fast with this is because the window is so large, that dot with good grip, with a good master grip, that dot will not leave the window. So you're shooting, let's say, a bill drill, which is my favorite drill. If I'm shooting a bill drill for all 6 of my shots, if I get a good master grip, I can see the dot in the window the entire time. So if I'm putting it on the A zone, the dot might jump right up to the top of the A zone, might even go outside the A zone. All right, but as soon as it drops back in, I can see it, and I'm just waiting to pull that trigger. I've already reset, and I'm just waiting to pull that trigger. The second thing that I like about this, so the large window is for sure what I like the most. The second thing that I like about it is the very clear, this is a 5 MOA, and I've gotten to where I like a little bit bigger of a dot. I used to think a 2 MOA was what I wanted. This 5 MOA dot that you're not gonna be able to see through here is excellent. Absolutely round, absolutely crisp. It's just a fantastic reticle, and I like it. This 5 MOA dot will be my favorite now when I shoot a dot. I again thought that the 2 MOA was my favorite. At 25 yards, I can put this dot on the A zone, and with very minimal movement, pull the trigger to the rear, and I know that I'm getting my A zone hit when the round goes off. Okay, so it's not so big that I'm covering up the target. At 25 yards, which is as far out as I shoot, this 5 MOA dot, I can see perfectly for the A zone hit. So you've got a very clear, in this case, 5 MOA dot, but even my buddy's got a 2 MOA. Very, very crisp dot. So Trijicon, from what I understand, makes a very good dot. Also, this dot is durable. The third thing that I really like about it is it's durable. I wasn't sure because my buddy had dropped his and it landed right here and cracked right here at the top. And it wasn't maybe knee height, right? So when you looked inside right about here, let's see if I can get that in there, right about here at the top. So maybe right here was cracked. Called him up, sent it in, and within a couple weeks he had the new one back. So, but durability for me, this has been fantastic. I coach kids for a living. I'm always picking up stuff, mats, for example, wood. Picking up, for example, last week I was moving 2 cases, 24-ounce soda into a closet, and I was waiting on the person in front of me, and I rested the soda right here on top of the, like just right here, resting the soda on top of the dot. And I'm thinking, well, we'll find out how durable it is, and I've not had any issues. As you can see, there are not really much scuff marks either. I've not had it for but a few months, but there is some scuffing on here. It's just not that bad. Versus, for example, here's a 507C. All right, and you can see this thing has been abused as well. This one is a little bit dark, and you think, oh, neat, you got a blacked out Holosun 507C. No, that's just the side that I carry, so it's kind of turned into a blackout because I sweat so much. But you can see, I mean, I'm not nice to these dots. I use them and I abuse them. So, you know, you can see that I don't go easy on them. I manipulate use the dot to manipulate the gun. All right, and it has held up very, very well. So I can attest to the durability of this dot. If you're dropping it, maybe not. I don't try dropping my dots, so that's not been an issue for me, like it was for my buddy, for example. But I am most certainly always bumping into stuff. I am most certainly always hitting it on stuff, and I use it to hold stuff, like when I needed to rest the 2 cases of sodas that I was resting on top of it. So I don't go easy on them. The other thing I like is that it's very easy to use. So you've got these two, you've got this and this dot, and that pretty much either by pressing 1 or by pressing 2 is how you're gonna get through all your settings. So by pressing it and holding it 3 seconds, you turn it on and off. All right, when you first turn it on, it goes into auto brightness mode. And then if you hold them down, press and hold them down again for 3 seconds, it'll go into manual brightness. All right, then you can toggle up and down using these. All right, once you've toggled up and down and got the brightness that you like, what I do is I go into a closet, I'll activate my light, all right, and then make sure that I hit the brightness. See the dot, get the brightness where I can see it with I'll show you right here. See, you can see it with the light. So I'll do that in a room. Make sure that with the light activated, I can see the dot. And then I'll go outside into full, like when the sun's out, full brightness, and make sure I can see the dot. And then that's the setting that I keep it on. Even with it being fully bright, because I keep it fully bright, not all the way to the top, but very, very high. The reticle is still very, very clear and very round. I love the roundness of that reticle. So once you've got it set, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pick either one of these. I usually pick this one because it's easier for some reason than this one to use. And you're gonna press down on one side only for 3 seconds. That's gonna lock your mode, lock that reticle setting in. When you are wanting to go back into auto brightness, maybe you've got it set for manual and you want to go to auto. I'm not sure why you would, but if you did, all you're going to do is press both buttons, hold down for 3 seconds. That will turn it off. And then when you turn it back on, press and hold for 3 seconds again. That will turn it back on. And once it's turned on, it will be in auto brightness. All right. So when you're ready to move it again to manual brightness, you'll then press both buttons again, hold it down for, I believe, 3 seconds, and then that will put it into your auto setting, or manual setting, excuse me. All right, so very easy to use, sort of, right? You're using one or both of these. What confuses me is the 1 second or the 3 second, but if you're holding them both down long enough, it will turn it off, and then when you press them and hold them down again, that will turn it back on. And once it's turned on, I just then toggle to manual setting. From manual, I'll fix it where I want it. And then all you're gonna do is pick one of these to hold down for 3 seconds. It will flash and you're set. The other thing that I like about this is because I have a buddy who has one that was broken. I was able to see the warranty process, and I was able to realize just how easy it was, the warranty process, just how easy it was to get one of these replaced. So the warranty on these, Trijicon really does have a very good warranty. All right. What do I not like about it? Well, with this large window, all right, with the size of this window, if you shoot a lot of rounds like I do, you're gonna have to clean it pretty often. So I shoot anywhere from 150 to 300 rounds a week. All right, and when I clean it, I usually clean on Mondays. I mean, this is it. I just cleaned it today. And you can see this was the first set of Q-tips, the first Q-tip, excuse me. And then here is the second Q-tip I used. All right, so you're going to be cleaning this a pretty good bit because the window is so big it collects a lot of carbon buildup. The other thing, even though it does have a really nice reticle, it only has one reticle. I would love to be able to use that open circle that Holosun offers. You know, you'd think for the $500 price on this that you would get a second reticle. Unfortunately, you don't. I like an open reticle, so that's a downside considering how much you're paying for it. But for those of you that run a dot only, probably not an issue. I don't care for how expensive it is. For over $500 for this, I can get 2 of the Holosun 507s, for sure 2 of the 407Cs, but I could even, I'll wait until these come around, and you can find these for $250 if you're patient and you wait. So you can get 2 of these for the price of one of these. And then last but not least, this, I would have to say, I'm using an iron backup that came with this DR920, which I believe is an Ameriglow, but the height of it was so high that I had to change out that front sight so that I could co-witness. So this is a suppressor height front, even though I was able to keep this Ameriglow rear. But if I wanted to see it, if I really thought that I was going to need to use these front sights, or if I was worried about it, I would put a suppressor height on this back one, the one that goes with this front. I was able to just see over the top with it. But for some of y'all that might not, I use a front sight only, I'll be honest, when I'm shooting irons. I really just run the front sight only when I'm inside of 5 yards. 5 or in, I'm really only using the front sight anyway. So that's why I wasn't too worried about that rear. Some of you guys, that might not be comfortable enough. So you might want to change that out, because this is a very tall red dot base. Okay, as you can see there, that is pretty thick, but that's because it's top loaded. It runs a CR 2032, which might be a plus for some of y'all. It's got a very good battery life. Because it's set on manual brightness, this battery runs all the time. It doesn't automatically turn off after 16 hours like if it was in auto mode. So yeah, guys, I really like the dot. This for sure is my favorite dot. There are 2 more that I'm wanting to try before I call it my favorite red dot. And I know Holosun's coming out with new ones all the time, but there are a couple more on the new gun that I have coming that's getting worked on right now. I'll have a different red dot on it. And then there's one more that I want to try out before I go ahead and crown this red dot my favorite red dot optic. Guys, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.